Hey yo, what's going on, you guys? So, got a new figure. This figure technically is late because this came out a while ago, but it still came out in this year, so technically it's not entirely late. So, so yeah, and also better late than never. So, today I am reviewing DC McFarlane Multiverse The Demon, or as you know, most people know him, Etrigan, the Demon Knight. So you got that, and then on the side you got the Demon and Demon Knights. And then you got a window that says the Demon. On the back, it has a picture of Etrigan, looking cool. Here he is. And so I'm going to show you the sword while it's in his hand. It's the only reason why is because it's extremely tough to get into. You know, it's extremely tough to get the blade into his hands. So, but there you go. It's like a nice, like, curved demon, like something a demon would, use if they were, like, fighting, I guess. So, you've got that going on. It's a nice silver. You got some, like, dents and stuff in it as if it were in battle. And then on the hilt, you've got, like, these little horns here and these spikes at the end of it. It's very nicely sculpted. But yeah, like I said, only reason why I'm keeping this in and why you'll see it for the rest of the review is because I don't have to try to struggle to get it back in. So, and of course he comes with the usual DC stand. And then it comes with the card, which has a picture of the same picture of the demon. And it says real name, Etrigan, as it would suggest. So, let us continue on. A man named Jason Blood was once a mortal man who lived centuries ago, was bound to Etrigan after the demon was summoned by none other than the wizard Merlin. Jason was rendered immortal and granted the ability to swap places with his demonic counterpart upon saying the magic words. Though Jason has tried many times to exert his will over Etrigan while he is transformed, the demon is too powerful to be completely contained. Still, more often than not, Etrigan, despite his nature, is interested in the greater good, even if his motives and methods remain suspect. So yeah, basically, like, in a sense, kind of like a Red Hood-ish character, if you will. Obviously, still vastly different, but like his methods and stuff like that is, he does it for good and he does good deeds, but he'll do things a bit differently than most heroes. So yeah, let's take a look at him. So starting up at his face, looks like a demon. You got the red eyes, the black surrounding it. You got the horns. You got like these kind of like fish-like ears. You got the yellow skin. It's really nicely sculpted, and he's got a scowl on his face. And then if you go down, and then on the cape real quick, it's a nicely sculpted cape, and it's kind of got like a Dracula color to it. And you've got all these metal sheen on his shoulders with like all these sculpting in there. I don't know, you could barely say it, but like I said, he's a demon knight. And you've got all this sculpting here. Got like this little patch of red here. Again, more like knight-like sculpting, and obviously throughout his body, he's got like this chainmail, and that is sculpted, as you can tell. And then at his belt, he's got a pentagram, and the belt is nicely sculpted. And it's got like sashes and stuff like that on the back. There's the belt. There's more chainmail. And the sculpting does go all the way around to the back as well, on the upper part of the body, so you still see sculpting there. On the legs, on the rest of the arms, so you still have chainmail, and then you've got like these huge gauntlet pieces with all these spikes on them. And these are actually, like, these aren't soft. These can actually poke you. So that's why it was also a little bit difficult to get this sword in, because I was pushing it, and unfortunately the only way to do that, at least the way I was doing it, I had like my hand on the spikes, so it hurt. Then his hands are yellow, and you can see he's got like longer fingernails and stuff like that. Then we move down to his legs. You got more chainmail, and then you got this big like bulk of armor on the knee pad, and then you've got more armor on the shins and other knee, and you got all this sculpting, and you got this little piece here, and then on the bottom on his feet, there is like, I don't know if you can see it, but there is sculpting of more metal and like knots and stuff like that. And then of course you got his feet, which are yellow and have longer toenails. So, you know, and then there's a look at the back of the legs as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I also wanted to get this guy partly because, you know, John Constantine is out, and I still want to get him, and they'll be a part of my Justice League Dark. So yeah. Let us start with the articulation. So his head can move up that much. Keep in mind the collar kind of prevents it. It can look down that much. It can look side to side, and it can tilt and kind of shift back and forth. His arm goes out that forth. He's got the usual little dumbbell joint in there. He's got a single, we got this elbow that only goes in that much, and then it can swivel. So it's a very tight swivel. And then you've got the usual wrist articulation where they can swivel, and depending on how you have it, it could go up or down or in and out, or even diagonal. His chest articulation allows him to go that far forward, that far back, and his upper, I don't know, actually his upper can't really, can move back and forth, and his lower can as well. It can kind of swivel. It's kind of difficult too. His leg moves out that much, moves back that much. Kind of got a swivel, actually. Got double jointed knees. It's kind of an ugly knee joint, but I'm excusing it because of the armor plating. And then his feet can go down, can go up, and we can swivel side to side. And you can kind of get an ankle pivot. And then it also has the feature of, depending on how you have it, it can also be, going back and forth or up and down. And then, of course, he's got toe articulation. So let's do some comparisons here. I haven't stood him up yet, so you might have to bear with me. Maybe. Wow. Why is it so hard? Give me a minute. This is the best I'm going to get him for right now. Since I'm only in the review, I'm not permanently posing him like this. I'm not too worried about it. So let's get started with a couple of DC figures. Start off, we're going to do a Mattel figure, and one of the only Mattel DC figures I have. Don't know if he will stand for us. Okay, he will. This is the Dick Grayson Batman figure. So there's in scale. It kind of can work because he is supposed to be really huge, but obviously this is smaller. And then, of course, you have to have Red Hood, which is definitely more in scale to Etrigan. So there's the two DC reviews. Place him back behind here, and I do plan on getting the rest of the Outlaw team. I just haven't seen Bizarro. So next, let's compare him to a couple of Marvel Legends. Start off with the Classics Iron Man. And the movie Deadpool figure. There you go. Clearly, these guys are smaller. Could probably still work if you force it to. And then just to show off one last figure of Marvel Legends to him, next to him. This is the Infinity War Captain America. There you go. I don't know what Jason Blood looks like, but I don't know. Maybe if you have this figure, maybe that'll work. But I won't do that because I don't have the skill to. And then here he is next to a Halo figure. Granted, the Halo figure is not standing the whole way up, but he is definitely in scale with him. So if you wanted to have like a Halo DC crossover, you could definitely do that. So yeah, is that all I can use for comparison? Yeah, that's all I'm going to use for comparison. So yeah, there you go. My overall thoughts on this figure, it's a pretty cool figure. I had a lot of trouble standing him up. So I guess if you haven't gotten this figure yet, be wary of that. Maybe it's just mine. I don't know. Maybe I just have bad skill standing up some figures. I don't know. But so yeah, I know it's been like straight DC after DC after DC figure. And the thing is, and I've talked about this before, is that Marvel Legends are becoming a little bit more expensive, and it's harder to do that. And plus, you know, with like the lack of Star Wars reviews, that is simply because I can't find them. However, for Halo and Power Ranger, that's a different story, because there's only certain Halo figures and certain Power Ranger figures I want. I do know which ones I'm planning to get next, so hopefully you will see a Halo and a Power Ranger figure review before the end of the year. If not, a Halo figure for sure, but a Power Ranger probably not till next year, if I don't find it before, you know. But because the next one I'm planning on getting is the Dino Thunder Blue Ranger. And then they're coming out with the Dino Thunder Yellow one, so I'm probably going to get that. Also, I want to talk real quick. I've thought about getting some Transformers figures. I want to know if you guys would like to see a couple of reviews. Maybe I'll test the waters and just get one and review it for you guys. It'll be a different kind of review because I would have to go over the like articulation in two different ways, and I would show it's transformed and and other transformation and stuff like that. So it'd definitely be interesting. And yes, I've grown up with Transformers. I know them. I just got really hyped after the most recent trailer for Transformers Beast Wars or Rise of the Beasts. Yeah, I never watched Beast Wars cartoon. I do apologize for that, but I grew up in a different time period, so I watched different Transformers cartoons. So yeah, if you guys like to see that, I could definitely do that. But a Power Rangers figure review is probably the next one's probably going to be Dino Thunder Blue when I can find them, and there will probably be a Halo figure review, maybe even a couple before the end of the year. And of course, there will still be more DC, and I'm hoping that soon you will see a couple of Marvel Legends reviews, because I do want to do a top 10 this year of Marvel Legends and stuff like that. But I want more of a variety than just mostly the Doctor Strange wave. So I'm hoping to try to get as many figures before the end of the year as possible. But we'll see. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.